See first, what the data we should create. First, we should have the clarity. Other than person, as a media. You guys don't want. Yeah, see guys, we have the data like GitHub yesterday class we done. Just I'll tell you the command for all the data here. The GitHub. Guys, in the GitHub you create the account. Already you have the account in the GitHub. Account in the GitHub. GitHub, what is it? Guys? Create the account. So everyone has the GitHub account. So create the account. Create what? Account in the GitHub. It is a tool, and the tool we can apply the commands to work with what GitHub, right? Exactly. So GitHub to maintain the data, to maintain the source code, guys. To maintain the source code in one GitHub account, we should create a repository. You create what? Repository. Repositories are just a storage. Repository is a storage. It is a storage where we can store all the data. Repository is a storage. One GitHub account, you can create the multiple repositories. One repository you maintain the React project. One repository you can maintain what? Spring project. One repository you can maintain what? Other projects. Whatever it may be. So a repository is a storage. You can store the project. We can what? We can store the project. We can store the project in the repository. You can create one repository, multiple repositories. See guys, repository we will create. In the repository we have the branches. Repository we have to create what? Branch. We need to create the branch in the repository. So why we need to create a branch in the repository? In the repository, by default, we have the main branch, guys. Previously, we have the master branch. Now they are using name is main branch. But previously, what branch? Master branch. Now they are using the branches called what? Main. Someone said master, main, both are same. You don't confuse like the master branch is there. So why this create one repository created? Assume that you create one repository. The repository generally contains multiple branches. But as of now, I will tell you the two branches. Create the branch is what? Master. Master and what? Main. Next one is what? Create the branch. See, by default, you get the master branch, guys. This is you need to create a by default coming up. By default, you get the master branch. So there is a master branch. Second one is developer branch. How to create? What branch? Developer branch. You create some developer branch. Why sir two branches means general in the real time. Assume that the code is there in the master branch. The code is present in what? Master branch. If the code is present in the master branch, then what happened, I given access to master branch to the students. Assume I'm working on the master branch. If I'm working on the master branch, Kodras is irregular to the classes, they come to the late. He's not understand what the Git will do properly. Then he done he deleted all the code in the system. Oh, he deleted what? All the code. He pushed the code to master branch. He pushed the code to what? Master branch. What he done? He deleted the code. Then he pushed the code to what branch? Master branch. Then what happened here? Entire code is gone. Oh, entire code is what? Gone. Then where is the code? Because the code is never made in the local systems. The code is always there in what? GitHub. Code is there in what? GitHub. That's what guys, every day morning you have to come to the office, get the code from the GitHub, work on the code, we have to put some code to what? GitHub. Then he has some irritation about the manager. Then he deleted all the code. He pushed to what? Main branch. Or he pushed to what? Main branch. Sarthi is there. Sarthi what? Getting the irritation about the office. Then he said he deleted all the code. He pushed the code to what branch? Main branch or master branch. Main branch he pushed means what? Entire code is gone, guys. That's what in the company you never get the access for the main branch. Generally, this main branch we can call it as a production branch. Main branch we can call what? Production branch. Production branch in the sense the main branch code in the live in AWS servers. Main branch code live lo. So main branch code in the live, we can call it as what? We can call what branch guys here? Production branch. This branch code in what? Live. This branch code in what? Live. That's what case you never get the permission like to work with the main branch. In the company, they will give the permission to you to work with what branch? Developer branch. What branch guys here? Developer branch. You push the code to developer branch. You push the code to what? Developer branch. Always developers will work on what branch? Developer branch. Always developer will work on what branch? Work on developer branch. You push the code to developer branch. What? We are door lo pinchema. Yeah, developer branch is always what will work on the developer branch. Once if we done the code on the developer branch, guys, we need to raise the PR. PR means like pull request. Raise what PR. PR in the sense like pull request. PR full form is what? Pull request. What is this pull request means? You push the code to what branch? Developer branch. You raise the PR. PR means you got the mail, something like that. What you can say here? Pull, what you can say here? Request. Pull request is nothing but you are sending to the team lead. Hey, team lead, I done my code. I push the code to developer branch. What the team lead will do? Team lead will check your code properly. Code review is done. Code what? Review is done. Once he feels that your code, I'm the team lead. You push the code to what branch? Developer branch. I will check the you raise the PR, pull request. Pull request is merging the code. But you said like pull request is like you can call it as your work is done. Your work is what? Done. Hey team lead, you please check it. Your work is done. Team lead, you please check it. It is called pull request. The request is what? Pull request. Then what the team lead will do? I will review your code. I will review your code. I will check your code is properly done or not. Once it is done properly, once you done what? Properly, I will merge this developer branch code to what main branch. That is called merging process. So I will merge this developer branch code into what branch? Main branch. So that your code is alive. Your code is what? Alive. I feel that you have done the very bad work. Then I decided I will send a mail to you please check your code. Code review is failed. Code review is what? Failed. And that is not merged to what branch of main branch. Not merged to what? Main branch. That is the data guys. So main branch is there, developer branch is there. You are working on what branch is here? Developer branch. You send the PR, pull request you can send to the team lead. The team lead will check your code review. The code review successfully, he will merge the code into what? Main branch. What branch? Main branch. So that main branch code is alive. Main branch code is what? Live. That's what guys. How many branches we have? Like multiple branches. One is the what main? Which branch is in the live? Main branch in the live. But you are pushing the code to what branch? Once you push the code to developer branch, raise the pull request to the team lead. Then team lead will check your code review. Your code is successful. Then he will put the code into what? Main branch. He merged the code to what branch? Main branch. Then main branch in the live. Oh, you main branch in what? That is called branches creation. What creations guys? Once you done the work, you push the code, we have to raise what? PR. We code push you push the code and you raise what? PR. PR means what? Pull request. Then team lead will review your code. Once the review is successful, then you will push the code to what? He not push, will what? Merge. He will merge the code to what? Huh? Exactly. That is a branches story. Story is branches story. Good. That is called branches story, guys. Good. Next one you can see. Assume that you written some two files. You written how many files, ma'am? Two files. You written some two files. You written. How many files? Two files. Assume that you written the 10 files. How many files? 10 files. Once you written the 10 files, you need to send the you need to push the 10 files to the GitHub. What branch you are working? Main branch or developer branch? Which branch in the live? Main branch in the live. But you are working on what branch? Exactly. You've done the 10 files. You done what? 10 files. In your system, you done the 10 files. You done the 10 files. Next, you are going to push the 10 files to the developer branch, which is there in the GitHub. Which is there in what? GitHub. I'm going to push it to you. So then you can first stage is like we have the staging area. What area ma? Staging area. What is the staging area? Yeah, what is the staging area will do? We need to add the files in the staging area. How many files you are going to commit? How many files you are going to what? Commit. That is called staging area. First of all, you make your folder. So you create one folder. Folder contains how many files? 10 files. Make your folder is like Git folder. Make your folder is what folder? Git folder. To make your folder is Git folder, we need to use one command git init. Then your folder becomes the your folder becomes what? Git folder. You are the developers. Developer branch. Server side GitHub contains how many branches? Two. What is the developer? What is the assume that as of now there is no code in the developer branch, there is no code in the production branch, main branch. Empty. You are the new developers, you are the fresh developers. Then you need to push how many files? 10 files. 10 files are there in one folder. First of all, make your folder as a Git folder. That you can use a command is what git init. Git init. Then your folder becomes what folder? Git folder. Then decide how many files you are going to commit. How many files we are going to what? Commit. How many files you are going to commit? Actually, how many files are there? 10, right? See, why I'm saying this staging area, in real time we got the 10 files you modified. Real time we modified how many files are? 10 files you modified. But you are not interested to update all the 10 files at a time. Generally, use the to files. రెండంటే చేసేస్తాం అన్ని ఒకేసారి కొట్టేసాం అనుకో మళ్ళీ రేపు వర్క్ చేయాలి tomorrow again we have to one. How many files you done the modification? 10 files. But how many files you decided to commit? 5. That is the staging area. That is what area? Staging area means how many files you are going to ready to commit. You have how many files, sir? 10. You want to commit all the files, sir? How many files you are going to commit? That is called staging area. We need to go for the git add. Git add. Use the file name like a.txt, b.txt like that. No, sir. I am the innocent person. I want to commit all the files. Git add dot. Dot represents one file. All the files are. That is called staging area. So first you should make your file is what file? What folder? Git folder. How to make the Git folder? Git init. Ask the question like tell me some comments what you know. So first I will make my folder as a Git folder using Git init, sir. Then now how many files I am going to commit? Then I will make it as a staging area. Once you done the staging area, guys. Once you done what? Staging area. Then you can go for the Git commit. First, you should commit locally in the local system how many files you are going to commit in your project. Locally, you should decide first. Locally, you should decide what? First. Locally, we should decide first means you can go with what? Git commit. Yes, sir. Before before pushing the code to the GitHub, first you will do the rehearsal type, right? What you will do, rehearsal. Without rehearsal, directly you push. Rehearsal, right? That is a git commit. First, locally you commit how many files you are going to commit. Then locally you can decide rehearsal is done properly. What done, rehearsal is done. Hey, first you make these folders are git folder. These 5 files are git files, git folder, git init. Then you decide how many people are eligible for the staging, 2 people. Then you ready for the 2 people are what? Commit locally first. Rehearsal these 2 people. Git commit is what? Git commit is done locally. Git commit is done what? Locally. Local systems. In the local system, you decided finally. Git staging area means what? You are ready to commit. How many files you are ready to commit? Then do some rehearsal, you can git commit. Git commit is what? Locally. Then finally you decided how many files are going to commit? 2 files. Then git init is done, staging area is done. Next one is what? Git commit is done. Git what commit is done. Once the git commit is done, git commit is what? Done. These 3 commands are done in the local system. And local system you decide like your folder is a git folder and you can make how many files are going to staging area. Then you commit the files. You commit the term files. With that local system, local commands are done. Then we need to decide how many files are 2 files committed locally. Committed what? Locally. Then place the 2 files into what repository? GitHub. To place into that GitHub has the repository. GitHub have what? That GitHub has a one repository and multiple repositories are multiple repositories. That's what guys, we need to use a git remote. What am I? Git remote, add RSA. RSA in the sense like server IP address. RSA means what? RSA in the sense like RSA means what? Where we are placing. Okay, RSA means what? Git remote, add RSA. Add RSA means what? Where we are placing. Because our Git contains one repository, multiple repositories are. Git remote, add RSA. You add the RSA, what repository you are going to place. Then this is what Git remote is a local system, local command, remote command. Git init, Git adding, Git commit, that is a local way. But this is a Git remote, we are pointing to what? Repository, right? That is local repository or remote repository? GitHub repository. That is like local command or remote command? A remote command sense, that command is working for the GitHub. But Git init, Git add, Git commit, these 3 are working for the GitHub or local purpose. That is a local commands, local purpose. Locally you decide first. Then you point to what? GitHub. GitHub contains one repository, multiple repositories are. Then Git remote, point that repository where we are what? Place it. Where we are what? Place it. Eక్కడ place చేస్తా చెప్పండి first one. Then you decided place. Then push it. Then what am I? Push it. Push the code to what? GitHub. That's all. Push the code to GitHub. Push the code means what? Pushing the code to what? GitHub. Commit means what? Committing the code to GitHub or local. Locally you decided, you committed. Staging area means how many files you are going to commit. How many files you are going to what? Commit in the sense local. Locally we done the commit operation. But next one is what? This command is what? Git remote add as it means where we are placing your code in the Git repository. The Git URL is there. And last one is what? Push. Push is what? Push is pushing to the what? GitHub. Pushing the code to what? GitHub. How many local commands we have? 3. How many remote commands we have? But if we run network, they will just GitHub. These 3 is working on what? These 3 working on the local system. These 2 are working on the GitHub for only 2 commands. Where we want to place, just to place it. Where you want to place on what? Place it. We got it done. That is the commands. We got the Git init, we got the Git staging, we got the Git commit. Locally we done. Then remote commands are what? Git remote. Where you want to place Git add as it and push the code to what? GitHub, right? Push the code to what? GitHub. That's it, guys. You got it done? How many branches generally we have? 1 branch or multiple branches? Generally I'm talking the 2 branches. One is the main branch and then developer branch. Push the code to what branch? Then team lead will say code review done, code review success, then he makes the code into what? Main branch. One branch in the production environment? Main branch. You never get the chance to work with the main branch. Local commands of what? Git init. To make your folder is a Git folder. How many files you are going to commit is what? Stays there. Git commit is done, local systems. Once the Git commit is done, then you can go for what? Point to the What? What the commands? Git, this is what? Remote add Allison. Where we are? If you are not interested, ఈ చేద్దాం అనుకోవాలి. ఏం చదువులు కమ్మని ఇంటికాడ పెళ్లి చేసుకున్న పోయిన అనుకునే వాళ్ళకి చదువు చెప్పడం అవసరం. ఉండాలి డెవలపర్. ఈ ఎక్కడ పుష్ చేస్తారు కోడ్. Developers will push the code to what? Developer branch. Then you send a pull request. Then team lead will check your code and merge to what? Main branch. Main branch code is there in what? Live. Main branch code is there in what? Live. Locally, first you need to make your folder is what folder? 18 folder. Folder? It's 18. 18 means you make your folder as a Git folder. Then how many files you are going to commit? Because I have the 10 files, means you are not interested to push the 10 files. You are interested to modify only how many files or 2 files. Then you are going for the staging area, then commit. These 3 are working on the local systems. Once the local system is done, then you decide ready. Then point the GitHub repository location. Once you will point the location, you can push the code to what? GitHub. I'll push it, say. Is that commit is pushing the code or push is pushing the code? Push is what? Pushing the code. That is called push operations. That is what? Push operation. Now that is a one story. Assume that your developer branch contains a code. Developer branch contains what? Code. Now see, one new person joined in the company today. New person is what? Lena joined in the company. New person is joined in the company. He is irregular to the classes. Then new person is joined in the company. If the new person is joined in the company, we should share the code to the person. Then where is the code? In the GitHub. I told the GitHub repository contains URL, right? That is called what? Git remote add origin. Where we are placing now? Where we are placing contains what URL, right? Some URL is there. Then we will share that URL to the new developer. Share the repo URL to developer. Share the repo URL to new developer. Unfortunately, Lena joined in my company, Lenio. Then what? We share the new repo URL to Lenio. Then we said like Leno, you are the new company, welcome to onboarding process. We share this URL, repo URL to the developer. Then what we will do? Leno, you please get the code. Then Leno should get what? Entire code, right? Leno should get what? That is nothing but a process called cloning process. What was the cloning process? So the team lead will share the URL. The team lead will share what? URL. Once he share the URL, she need to download what? Entire project. Clone the project. Clone the project is what upon initially. We need to clone the project. We need to clone the project. Because we will share the repo URL, you join today so that you can clone the project. Then the entire project comes to your local system. Entire project comes to what? That is called cloning process. What is a cloning? So I have the repo URL shared by my friend so that I can clone the entire project from my friend. My friend. Very done? Good. That is one story. And you can take the Gandhimism. Gandhimism is already developed. Already developed. So today morning she came to the office. She came to what? Office. And today morning she came to the office. And the code, one person is working, multiple people are working, multiple people are working. Today morning she came to the office and she don't know what merging is done by team lead and all. Every day morning she has to come to office. In office, she has to get entire code, she has to get only modifications. Only modifications done by other team with the API URLs and all. So generally some modifications are there as you. And she need to get entire project, she need to get only modification. Only modification. That is called, to get the only modification. To get what? See guys, this is for what developer? New developer. New developers, we need to get only modification, entire code. That is the entire code. They go for the cloning operation. But Categorization is what? New developer, old developer. Old developer means what? Already employed. She need to get the entire code, she need to get only modifications. To get only modifications, guys, she should do like pull operation. What code man? She should do what? Pull the code. Pull the code. Clone means what? Entire code will come. Pull means what? Only modifications will come to our system. Only what? Modification. That is the data. What is a clone? What is a pull? What is a push? What is a commit? What is a staging? What is a branch? What is a repository? I bet that is a gift. You should have that's it, guys. That is all depends on. Always my terms is like reality. Reality Soludana. Reality. Because Lydia is new developer. New developer means what she has to do. She has to get the only modification entire code. It's called cloning. They'll ask the question what is cloning? Cloning is what I have the Git URL, sir. I need to clone the entire project to my system when I join the company. How the beautiful sentence happened? You have to tell like that so that he feels that you have the clarity about the process. If you tell the 4 5 points about that topic, then you feel that you are the bookish. Always the answer should be max 2 lines. 1 line is enough, 2 lines is good. Fine. The NMS is already new developer, already a new developer or already existing employer. Existing employee every day morning she has to go to the office, she has to do what? Clone the pulla. Pull means what? Getting the evening story is common. Everyone has to push it. In the evening, what they will do? Directly not push, but they need to add what? First they need to add what? Getting it is done only once, starting time. Every day you cannot do, right? Because your project already, first time Git folder is ready. Getting it. Your folder is Git folder. Your folder is a Git folder is done how many times? One time or multiple times? Because that folder only working every day. Every day you are creating new folders. Alright. That's what Git is done how many times? To make your project is a Git project. You are creating the 10 folders means what? Every folder Git delete. But real time project is only folders. One folder you have to maintain. One folder you have to maintain means what? Git is done how many times? One time. But after modifications, story is calmer. Staging area. First area is what? Staging. How many files you are going to commit? Second one is what? Commit operation. After commit, okay. Evening, you done the work. Then what you should do? First one, staging. How many files you are going to commit? Second one is what? Commit. After commit, directly push First you tell that what repository you are going to push. What repository you are going to what? What repository you are going to push, you can give the location. Then we need to go for the push operation. Commit total difference commit and push. Commit is done. Push is done. Remote. Remote అంటే అక్కడ లోకల్ అంటే ఇక్కడ. GitHub is a local or remote? Where is the source code? Ma? GitHub. No. Any questions? That's it, right? Good. That is the create the GitHub, create the account, the repository is a store where we can have the projects. Create the branch, master branch and what? Developer branch. Master branch and what? Developer branch. Yeah, who will merge the code, guys? You are the responsible or team lead is responsible? You never get the chance to merge. After 6 years, you'll get the 7, 8 years, you'll get the merge to the developer branch only. See guys, I told that create the branch. I'll tell you one more small story if I to understand. In real time, what main branch ఉంటుంది. Main branch team lead also not work for the main branch. Main branch always work by CEOs and project manager, big like senior managers. And the senior manager, this is called dev branch. Dev branch means this is you can call it as a integration branch. Dev branch ఉంటుంది. Developers are there na. Every developer have its own branch. Equally branch ఉంటాయి. So that's what here the developer is having the we can call it as a future branch. Feature slash payment. Features means what functionality we are going to do. Feature and functionality. So assume that Razu is having the features branch payment. And Rani is having the features branch what login. And one more guy is having one more branch like one guy is working on the payment, one guy is working on login, one guy is working on registration process. How many branches we have? 3. How many developers we have? 3. These developers in the real time, what they will do? They will push the code like they will push like developer. Assume that developer written the code, they will push the code to what branch? Future branch. What branch? You send the code to future branch. Developer 1 push the code to developer future branch. This is the future branch. This is the future branch. Future branch like payment, future branch like login, future branch like register. Team lead have the permission up to integration development branch. What branch? Development branch. So development branch, what the team lead will do? Team lead will pull the code from this all the branches. Get a code from what? These all the branches. What branches? What branches? Future branches. That's what it is. Developers never write the code. Developers have this much work actually. The team lead. Team lead have this much work. What is the work? Developers are pushing the code to what branches? Future branches. Assume that 10 developers are there, 10 future branches are there. Then the team lead, what he has to do? He need to check all the 10 branches code. He need to integrate that code to what branch? Developer branch. What branch? Then make a pull request to what? Manager. A manager integration is done for all the developers. How many developers? Assume 10 developers are there. 10 developers means 10 branches are there. 10 branches have the code. 10 branches have the what? Code. Team lead is responsible, get the 10 branches code, make the merge and put into developer branch. Put in what branch? You guys are making the pull request. PR. You raise the PR to the team lead. Team lead will merge your code to what branch? Development branch. This is the branch is like you can call it development branch. And this is a development branch. And that is a development which is going on the projects. Future branch means the code we are going to work. Features. One feature, so multiple features are. This is the development branch. Company development branch. Team lead will get the code from these 10 branches and he will merge the code to integrate that code to what branch? Development branch. Then he writes the PR to what? Manager. Once he writes the pull request like merge request we are calling it as a PR actually. He writes the PR to what? Manager. Then manager will check this integration code, everything is working properly or not. Then he will merge the code into what branch? Main branch. That's what, guys. Manager role is very less, but the genuine people will have the manager role because they are doing small mistake or entire project is gone. Team leads never get the chance to work with what? Main branch. Even team lead have the 10 years experience, he never get the chance to work with what? Main branch. Why? Team leads also in the younger stage. Younger stage means what? Work with the what branch is your developer branch. TL have the 10 years experience to integrate this all the branch codes and you can put into what? Developers. Then developer like TL will make a PR to the manager. Manager will do like that developer branch code to the main branch. That is the story. ఇక్కడ నువ్వు మెర్జ్ చేయడానికి ఏమి ఉండదు సో నీకు అంత క్యాపబిలిటీ లేదు. What branches are future branches. These future branches we can call it as a resource branches. What the team lead will do? You raise the PR to team lead. Team lead will match your code to developer branch. You can call it the integration branch. And this code anta integrate ayyee ikkada developer branch. These all the codes are integrated to what branch? That's the developer integration branch you can call. The integration branch. These are called future branch and resource branch. Functionality. That is what a functionality. So what where you push the code? The future branch. How many future branches is you? 10 future branches. Then team lead will read the code from one branch and he will match the code to developer branch. Then he writes the PR to the manager. If you raise the companies are using like GitLab. What am I? GitLab. For example, here you create the main branch and developer branch. No? The main branch and what? GitHub, there is no security. Even you can push the code to main branch, it will work. Because there is a free source. Free means what? They do not provide that much security there. We cut it off. Go. All of you, you do one thing. You have the GitHub already. You please go to your project 1 second. I will do it in 2 minutes. All of you open the laptop. In your resume, you place this link in your resume, GitHub link. What we will do local disk D. We are doing the what workspace for our class? What is the workspace? Spring Boot. It's like GHUK, something like that, right? Yeah. Okay. What's your Spring Boot? JK, huh? But there is no projects in this location. Where is the data? Let me open once. All of you open the laptop? Fast. GHJK. Open the laptop fast. Open the GitHub. Log into GitHub. Yeah. Once if you log into GitHub, right side we have the one plus operator. You can see right top corner. The right top corner we have the plus operator. Click on one plus operator. We have the new repository. All of you click on the new repository. Create the repository. Plus operator, new repository. Once if you click on the new repository, it is asking just repository. Repository name. Repository is the place where you are saving the code. What's your batch name? Rest JK, something like IJK. Rest IJK, you can create the some project, but you give the meaningful name. Repository name is like your name you can give. Like Raju, REST APIs, something like that. Repository you can. And you do repository. Click on OK. Create repository. Once if you done the create repository, guys, you come down. There we can see all the commands by default. Any kind of the commands. I told git init, git add, git commit, git branch, git remote, git push. All the commands you are seeing proper. In real time, we don't need to remember anything else. Real time, everything is simple. All of you do that up to that was fast. Then, if we done that, So 5 commands, keep aside, keep the 5 commands with you. Then come to your project folder. What project you are going to push? REST API project, right? Come to that project. So here you can see, this is my REST API project. This project I am going to push. This project you are going to push means go inside the project. Go inside the project. Otherwise, you do one thing. Just you can go back. You right click on this project. What project you are going to push? You right click on the project. Project name you right click on the project. Show more options we have. Then we can get the Git bash here. Right click on the project, show more option, Git bash here. If you click on the Git bash here, then Git bash directly open to your location. REST API project location. You please open it. Git bash is directly open to your location. Right click on the project. Open up. Yeah, once if you done that, stop writing. Just give me 2 minutes. See, there you can see the Git repository. How many commands you are seeing total here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. I think Git, yeah, 5 commands are there. First command, echo command is not required, you can ignore. And just you can go for first command is what? Git init. I told you what was the git init? To make the folder is a just simply run the git folder. If you want any status information, you do one thing. You first initially make the git status. Once if you make the git status, you got the clarity that that folder is not a git repository. That folder is a git repository, not a git repository. It's not a git repository. That's why you make your folder as git repository. See guys, always if you want to know some status, go for the git status command. So the git status will get that. Go for the what? Git init. Git what? Init. First command. Git init. Git init. The command you don't need to remember. See, when you create a repository, you got this all the commands right. Don't close that. First one is what? Git init. After the git init, initialization is done. Make the files into staging area. How? Git add dot. Because you are adding to staging area one file, all the files are. Make it as git add dot. Click on enter, then all the files are added to the staging area. How many files are there? Those all the files are added to what area? Staging area. Second command is copy pasted. Go for again here. Third command again you read. Git commit. Committing is done what? Remote or local? Local. See guys, by default, Git bash supports the, first of all, Git commit. See guys, Control C, Control V not work. You right click here, copy. Here also right click here, paste. Then here you can get the Git commit. Git commit -m. This is the first commit. Click on enter. Then these all the files are committed locally. Committed what? Locally. Once it is committed locally, guys, next is a git branch -m main is there. Why means that command is generally not required? Because you are working on what branch is by default you are showing a master branch. But master branch is a git bash is about the master branch. But we have the main branch general. That's why guys you page that. Once if you page that, click on enter. We are changing that branch to what? Master branch, main branch. Because git bash by default showing what branch? Master branch. That's what you right click and paste here. And yeah. No. Shift insert. Yeah, we need to copy that. Control C. You said like shift insert. Yeah, shift insert. Shift insert means get the main branch. Click on this one now. Now you can see the branch name, but the branch name you got. Master branch or main branch? Can you see the main branch right in your system? How many comments as of now you are running? 3. 4 is there, but 4th is not important because branch changing, right? Only for us first three important. What are the first three? You need to add commit. Local is done. Next one you can go for whatever remote. See, you got this URL, right? So github.com Ratan. This is my GitHub name, account name. Then we usually open. This is the repository name. REST IJK, something like that. You copy this. All of you, when you copy this, you can paste it. Paste it, click on what? Enter. Then done. You are pointing to the repository. Once if you are pointing to the repository location, the last step is what? Git push. But first time you are pushing, when you done the git push, when you done what? Git push. When you done what? Git push. Generally my system it is pushed. But you will not get the push, you will get the empty. There one pop-up is open to authenticate the GitHub. Authentication browser of no, sorry. Check the browser. Push to click on enter. When you click on the push, click on enter, then you get the authenticate the GitHub, something like that. You will get the filter. You done the authentication, automatically pushed. You got authentication window, right? If you are not seeing authentication window directly, you do one thing. You all the tab you can type. You got this folder like that, right? Windows it lost like that. In this windows, you can see one window, authentication window. I done the push operation. I done the what? Push. You got the window, right? Authentication window.